Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Popped up, Swisher in foul territory. Yankees win 4-3 and file that under the heading of boy, did they need that.
This is the team that we're going to have to beat, obviously, if we want to get to where we want to be.
It was a big win for us. At this point in the season, we need to play well. We need to get some wins.
It's a nice win, and you want to carry it into tomorrow.
And today is the tomorrow Joe talked about yesterday. The Yankees now have a 3-game lead over the Orioles, 4.5 over the Rays, and it is time for baseball. As Hyundai presents the Sunday game of the week, it's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the rubber game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. The Yankees really needed that win yesterday. Just think about where they'd be if they had lost that game. They were down 3-1 heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, and then a very unlikely rally.
Well, most Yankee rallies include a home run, but that was not the case yesterday. With 2 outs and a man on base after being down 0-2 in the count, Jason Dix draws a walk. 2 men on for Eduardo Nunez. First game back in the big leagues since being recalled from AAA. A base hit. Steve Pearce scores. It's a 3-2 ball game. Next hitter, Ichiro Suzuki, draws a walk. That loads the bases for Derek Jeter. He, too, draws a walk. The game is tied at 3. The next batter is Nick Swisher. He hits a hot shot to the shortstop, J.J. Hardy. He boots it. Only his 6th error of the year, and that gives the Yankees the lead. They win on the win by a score of 4-3.
This is the anatomy of the rally. 3 runs, only 2 hits, 3 walks, 1 error, and a big one. 9 batters the Yankees sent to the plate, and 3 pitchers were sent to the mound by Buck Showalter. All the runs scored with 2 outs. Let's look at today, and today's New York Lottery pitching matchup shapes up this way. Chris Tillman will go for the O's. He's 7-2, 3.26, and for the Yankees, it's Phil Hughes, 13-11, 4.02. And Kenny, the Yankees maneuver to get Phil Hughes this start at home.
Well, you notice his record at 13-11. 10 of those wins have come here at Yankee Stadium, where he has been dominant. In his last 7 starts, he's 6-0 against the opposition. He's thrown that fastball upstairs. He's maneuvered it within the strike zone along with a good slider. Phil Hughes, more home wins than any pitcher in the big leagues. He's been dominant against the opposition at Yankee Stadium.
Well, the Yankees have struggled of late, and a lot of the reason is because of all the injuries they've had. Well, there are some updates on those injuries. When we return right here on Yes, Meredith Marakovich will get us up to snuff on everything going on, who's coming back and when, next.
of news around the Yankees clubhouse regarding all the injuries. We'll start with Andy Pettitte, who threw a bullpen session today. 35 pitches, said he felt good. Next step for him would be to throw batting practice. Meanwhile, Alex Rodriguez was supposed to DH in Tampa. He will not, but Joe Girardi did not rule out the possibility that he could rejoin the team when they go to Tampa to play the Rays. Also, Mark Teixeira, it's kind of a waiting game for him. He likely won't play on the turf in Tampa. And Curtis Granderson, well, he's out of the lineup again. Here's Joe Girardi with the latest.
You know, we're going to have to give him a day or two. I'm not so sure if he'll play tomorrow. We'll just have to check. But, you know, the good thing is he didn't pull anything. But, yeah, we're going to have to give him a day or two.
The good thing, even prior to, I didn't feel a pop or a snap or anything like that. Just something just didn't feel right. And to hear the results that they said and to hear that, you know, it's day to day.
Kind of described it as almost like tendinitis.
It is tendinitis, yes.
Are you concerned that that's something that's going to linger throughout the course of the season?
No. I mean, usually with some rest and medication, you can rid yourself of tendinitis.
Michael Kay and Ken Singleton coming up at the call. Lineups, first pitch baseball next, right here on Yes.
And a quick recap of the first two games and now the rubber game today. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Domino's. Order a handmade inspired pizza at Domino's.com and see the progress of your order in real time with Domino's Tracker. By Raymore and Flanagan, furnishing your style with guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. And by Chase, with more innovative ways to make your banking easier. Take a step forward and chase what matters. Little threatening skies over the left field grandstand, but the field is bathed in sunlight, so hopefully this comes off without a hitch. The Yankees have taken the field. Phil Hughes taking his warm-ups, and we'll take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, which is presented by Bank of America. Nick Markakis in right field will lead off. Playing shortstop and batting second, J.J. Hardy. The left fielder, Nate McLeod, hits third. Cleaning up, center fielder Adam Jones. Matt Wieters will catch. He'll bat fifth. At first base, Mark Reynolds bats sixth. Batting seventh and DH in Chris Davis. The young third baseman, Manny Machado, will bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing second base is Robert Andino.
There is Phil Hughes taking his final warm-up tosses. He's just about ready to go here. And Phil Hughes looking for his 14th win of the year. And if he gets his 14th victory, that will also be the 50th win of his career. 13-11. You can see the opponents hitting .257. Time for a McDonald's pitching scout report. 10 home victories. We mentioned it's the most of any pitcher in the major leagues. He's given up just 3 earned runs in his last 21 innings. And left-handed batters this year, because of the fact that he's mixed in more changeups this season, they're hitting just 199 against Phil Hughes.
So we're ready to roll here at the stadium. Yankees win, they'd be 4 ahead of the Orioles. Orioles win, they'd be 2 behind the Yankees. These two teams play 4 times starting next Thursday. And between that time, the Yankees will head to Tampa Bay after this game and play the Rays 3 games in St. Pete. So it's all on the line here in September. We've got a pennant race, we've got a big crowd. What more do you want on a Labor Day weekend? Nick Markakis is ready. So is Phil Hughes. Let's do it here at the stadium. And the first pitch is a strike, and we are underway. Markakis 3 for 7 in this series. And he pops that one up. Shallow center field. Nix is there, and he'll make the play for the first out. Why don't we check out the Yankee defense? Brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Ichiro, Dickerson, and Ibanez left to right. Infield, it's Chavez, Nix, Cano, and Swisher third to first. Russell Martin's behind the plate, and Phil Hughes is on the mound.
Well, right away, you see Chris Dickerson plugged into center field. That's what you get with expanded rosters.
And with Granderson being bothered by tendonitis in the hamstring, left yesterday's game with that. Hardy takes inside 1-1. Some of the Orioles thought that Nick Swisher's ball to Hardy should have been a hit. Nick Swisher believes that as well. I kind of saw it as an E6 all the way. 1-1. Dickerson will get a tryout in center field. Hardly had.
One thing you'll notice with Dickerson in center field, he plays much deeper than Curtis Granderson.
Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 79 degrees, 65% humidity. The wind is 9 miles per hour. It's partly cloudy with slight humidity.
Slight?
I don't know. I didn't write that. Here's Nate McLouth. Count 1-0. Count 2-0 to McLouth.
There's a changeup mixed in by Phil Hughes.
McLouth 0 for 7 in the first 2 games. And a strike. Terry Lane is the home plate umpire.
Phil Hughes against the Orioles this year is 1-1. Both his starts have been at Yankee Stadium. But in his career against the Orioles here at Yankee Stadium, he's 4-1. So he's pitched very well in this ballpark against Baltimore.
Strike 3. McLouth down looking. And a 1-2-3 10-pitch inning. So the Orioles go down in order. It's Baltimore nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. .42 is former Yankee great Willie Randolph. So Willie's in the house. Time to take a look at the Yankees starting lineup, which Willie used to be a part of, and it's presented by Lexus. The captain, the DH, Derek Jeter, leads off. Batting second and playing first is Nick Swisher. Robinson Cano at second will bat third. Cleaning up third baseman Eric Chavez. In right field, Raul Ibanez. The catcher is Russell Martin. In left field, Ichiro Suzuki. Batting eighth and playing center field, Chris Dickerson. Jason Nix at shortstop will bat ninth.
You're looking at Chris Tillman, 6'5" right-hander, 7-2 on the year for the Baltimore Orioles. And since coming back to the minor leagues, he's done a pretty good job. 3.26 ERA. Opponents hitting .225. Let's take a look at the McDonald's pitching scouting report on young Mr. Tillman. Minor tune-up. A lot of the young pitchers that the Orioles had in their rotation at the beginning of the year have been sent back to the minors to work on their deliveries or just work on their stuff overall. Tillman's come back and has had the best results since coming back. He's daydreaming because his 1.26 day game ERA, and he's done his best pitching away from Camden Yards.
So Jeter digs in. Pitches up and away, 1-0.
And you'll notice right away as you look at Derek Jeter's having a fantastic year. The way that Tillman has changed his delivery. At 6'5", he had a lot of moving parts to his delivery. They've kind of got him in a semi-stretch position, and he just turns and fires from this position. More of a compact delivery. And here's a look. It's almost like he's working with a man on base. But that is his windup, which is certainly more compact than it used to be.
Count 3-1.
And supposedly now Michael is able to repeat his delivery over and over and over again. Makes it more compact, easier to throw strikes. But right now he's behind 3-1.
Now he's not working from the stretch, but it's something that approximates the stretch. Because on the stretch he wouldn't have this last move right there. And Jeter works a wall. Now he'll work from the stretch.
As opposed to the way that Phil Hughes has pitched at Yankee Stadium, when Tillman has pitched here, he hasn't had quite that success. Last 16 innings pitch, he's given up 19 runs to the Yankees.
Here's Nick Swisher. Nick 3 for 20 on this homestand after a really hot road trip. Fastball is high. So Tillman having trouble with the strike zone early.
Orioles have been always one of Nick's favorite team to hit against. He's got 24 career home runs against Baltimore because he likes Camden Yards so much.
Count 2-0. And Leader's going to have a talk with Tillman. Tillman struggles in the first inning. Now you see first through the third inning is 3.90, but in the first inning it's 6.52. On the second inning on it's 2.61. So you want to jump him early. There's a strike.
The Orioles got Tillman in the same trade in which they acquired center fielder Adam Jones from the Seattle Mariners.
It was a pretty good trade.
Yeah, it was. They sent reliever George Sherrill out to Seattle.
That one is ripped to right. Markakis there.
I should say Eric Bedard they sent to Seattle, left-hander.
And Sherrill also came here.
Yes, it's true.
Let's check out the Orioles defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. We just saw Markakis, so we'll start there. Markakis, Jones, and McLeod. All three have won Gold Gloves. That's right to left. Infielder is Machado, Hardy, Andino, and Reynolds. Third to first. Leaders behind the plate. Tillman is on the mound. Here's Cano. Cano is 4 for 21 on this homestand. He has great numbers against Tillman, 8 for 14 with 6 ribbies. Tillman chases Jeter back.
Yeah, yesterday, Wei-Yin Chen, the Orioles starter, was just sailing along. He retired 11 consecutive Yankees until the 4th inning When Cano reached him for an opposite field home run to get the Yankees on the board, it made it a 3-1 game at the time.
There's a strike. Popped up. Machado makes the play for the second out.
Tillman getting in on the hands of Cano. Looked like that pitch had a little bit of cut to it. The target's in, so he gets just about where he wants to. Yeah, right on the inside corner. You see Cano trying to pull that back elbow in so he get the barrel of the bat to the ball and couldn't do so. Couldn't get there quickly enough.
That one gets away from Wieters. And Jeter will move into scoring position.
This is going to be a wild pitch. Wieters last year in winning the Gold Glove had one pass ball all season long. And a wild pitch is defined by anything in the dirt or well over the catcher's hand that he doesn't really have a chance to come up with. And a pass ball is more of a something that he should have handled that gets away from the catcher. That was definitely a wild pitch.
One and one.
Now years ago, when baseball first started, they would give catchers errors, but they handled the ball so many times or were involved in so many plays. Ooh, that hurt right off the kneecap. That they had to change it, and they decided wild pitches and errors were more in vogue. You can see that foul tip off the bat of Chavez right off the left kneecap. And right now, Wieters having a little bit of a hitch in his get along.
Count 2-1.
Didn't the Pirates just release Eric Bedard about a week or so ago?
I believe so.
Yeah, they did.
Chop foul, 2-2.
I just love it when the fans they get all overjoyed getting baseball, especially the youngsters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's you create lifelong fans that way.
Swing and a miss, so Tillman bounces back after walking Jeter to retire the next three. Yankees strand one. We go to the second. 0-0. Adam Jones will lead off the inning.
he's gotten back to the form that he had in 2010 when he was successful, and the confidence is back, and he's healthy. And I think those are probably the big things for him. I mean, last year he fought the health issues the whole year and never really got going. This year he's been healthy and he's been really good.
And he's been so good here at the stadium. That's why the Yankees took their initial pitching rotation for this series, and they moved Phil Hughes to Sunday rather than starting against Tampa Bay. They dropped Freddie Garcia from Saturday, moved him to Tuesday. And yesterday starter David Phelps was actually going to start today, so they get Hughes another start at home, and he deals a strike to Adam Jones.
They could do that because of the off day on Thursday. So he's pitching on normal rest.
Count 1-1. 10-3 here at the stadium. And it's odd because he's a fly ball pitcher, and this ballpark is somewhat unforgiving to fly balls. 47% of his outs have come in the air.
The thing about it, though, Michael, and we all know about the short porch in right field. If you can pitch to center field and left center here, there's a lot of room for fly ball outs and speedy outfielders to run it down.
Popped up. Nick Swisher in foul territory near the seats, leaning in, flops in and makes the play.
Tremendous effort by Nick Swisher. First of all, he takes a glance just to see how far away he is from the seats. Maybe he's got a little bit of room here. He leans in, makes the play, makes a few friends, maybe gets a few pats on the back. Excellent play by Nick Swisher. Concentration. Gives up the body and makes the play.
Matt Wieters takes outside. See the face of that little kid when Nick Swisher made the catch?
Priceless.
Very cool.
When he came to the game, he thought he'd be at the game, not in the game.
Wieters fouls it back. Watch this kid right here.
Here he is.
Like a Norman Rockwell photo. Painting. Then give me the ball. 1-2. Strike three. Matt Wieters down looking.
So Hughes with a couple of strikeouts so far, and both of them on called third strikes. Keep the cap on it. It could get messy.
There's Mark Reynolds. Helped win Friday's game with 2 home runs. Count 0-1.
We mentioned that Reynolds has been on somewhat of a hot streak. It's 2 for 6 in this series. Both hits are homers. Came in the initial game of the series on Friday night. He's picked it up defensively over at first base. He made some nice plays defensively. But if you pitch him carefully, you can get him out, and most likely you can strike him out. 121 strikeouts and 341 at-bats.
Punch the other way. It's a foul ball.
They said one thing that Reynolds has done lately is he's not as much movement in the box, which in a way keeps your head a lot more still, and you can focus on the ball. You start moving around too much, or sliding back or swing, your head's going to have to move. Then you have to readjust your swing as the ball's on its way to home plate.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. 3 strikeouts for Phil Hughes. The first out shows that you can meet ball players if you sit in the first row. There's a history of it at Yankee Stadium. Hello to Nick Swisher, and also hello to Don Mattingly. Give me some popcorn. Smile of the kid from Brooklyn, Willie Randolph, gets introduced to the crowd. They show some highlights of his career, and he got a huge ovation from the crowd. So welcome back to Yankee Stadium, Willie Randolph, as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And Raul Ibanez against Chris Tillman. 1-0. Kenny, I was just wondering, we went to break and we saw Mattingly reach for that kid's popcorn. Yeah. That kid might be 25, 26, 27 years old now. Wonder if he's still a Yankee fan. Hot shot to second base. Right there is Andino. 1 away. Hey, it's time for the Toyota text poll, everybody. Let's take a look at today's question. What was the key moment of yesterday's 7th inning? A lot of big moments in that inning, but what was the key? Was it Nix's walk after 2 strikes, Nunez broken bat, RBI single, Strope relieving Chen, Jeter's bases loaded walk, or the Hardy error that allowed the winning run to score? Text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply. We'll find out how you voted a little later on in the game.
How about 6, all of the above?
Russell Martin takes inside 1-0.
Or is that the easy way out?
You know what? All of those things wouldn't have meant everything unless they all happened.
Yeah. Tell you what, both Nix and Jeter had tremendous at bats. Nix 0-2 count to draw a walk. Walks fuel innings. And Jeter was 0-2, ran it to 3-2, drew a base on balls with the bases loaded, tied the game.
Russell Martin walks.
Walks fuel innings. And you know, it's easy to say, you heard the saying walks as good as a hit. That might be true, but the fact is, when pitchers walk batters, they have to throw strikes eventually. And then to regain the strike zone, I've said this many times, they usually find too much of the plate. That's when the hitters do the damage.
Here's Ichiro. He had a big walk in that inning. swings at the first pitch and skies it to left center. Adam Jones will make the play for the second out.
It's interesting to watch Adam Jones play center field because in mid-stride sometimes he'll be blowing a bubble, and I believe he did it on that fly ball to center field. He's working over that gum, I'll tell you that.
Oh, side bubble.
Side bubble.
Here's Chris Dickerson. He hit .316 in 69 games for the Yankee AAA affiliate, but he did miss about 2 months with a strained right oblique. But those numbers very good.
Yeah, he's got some tools. I mean, he runs well. We've seen him in the past with the Yankees, steal bases. Solid defender, all 3 outfield positions. Today in center. He's been in the big leagues with a couple other teams, the Cincinnati Reds and the Milwaukee Brewers.
The 2-0. There's a strike. Yankees, we just found out, donated $25,000 to the American Red Cross for Hurricane Isaac relief effort. So that's a nice job by the Yanks. Martin Chase back. Kenny, the way the sky looks, they're going to have to put the lights on, I'd say, in the 3rd inning. It's getting dark.
Yeah, it is. That was totally unexpected. We got here today. The sun was shining brightly and looked like it was going to be a great day for baseball.
Driven to right field. Fair ball, it's gone. See ya! A bullet into the right field seats, a 2-run home run, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Welcome back. Chris Dickerson, 2nd career home run as a Yankee. Yesterday it was Eduardo Nunez in his first game back, delivering a big hit in the 7th inning. Looks like a little cutter. 2nd deck line drive. Man, he laid into that one.
Boy, that was out in an eye blink. So the September call-ups helped the Yankees in successive games. Nunez yesterday, Dickerson today. Here's Nix. And there's a strike.
Well, he told you he had some tools. I think one thing with Dickerson, though, that his bat really hasn't caught up to the rest of what he brings to the table as far as being a baseball player. And once that does, and maybe this year was the year, hitting 3-something, what'd you say, 316 at AAA?
316.
Because he could do everything else, and as Michael said, just get out of here. Don't blink anybody. Nothing Yankees.
Lined into right center field. It is a base hit and more as it goes to the scoreboard. And Jason Nix picks up a double.
Let's see where this pitch is. Out over the plate, about just above knee high, thigh high, and ripped. See the head down, the follow through, and this one's headed for the gap. Right off the Yankees on the scoreboard. The last 2 balls have been hit like rockets.
Jason Nix has done a good job this year. Played third, played short, played the outfield. And he has filled in very well in all those positions and gotten some key hits as well. Yesterday, we talked about that key walk down 0-2, showing patience and discipline at the plate. Here's Derek Jeter. Walked in the first inning. That one gets past Wieters. And Nix moves to third. Wild pitch.
Another bouncer to the plate. It looked like that might have been a changeup. Right on through Wieters. Looked like he got a piece of it, but immediately he knew he didn't have it. Turns and hits for the backstop.
Count 1-1. Jeter's been good in these spots this year. 326 average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. And he also has 6 hits and 12 at bats against Tillman. Did he hold up? No, he did not, said Bill Miller.
The reason why this happens to a lot of hitters, they try and check. They see the fastball. Fastball's up near their eyes, and they see it so well. And then they finally realize, nope, it's a little too high, and they try and check, but they started around too far. And Jeter had a first-hand look at the call from the first base umpire, Bill Miller.
And Jeter chases a high fastball and strikes out. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 2 hits. The big blow off the bat of Chris Dickerson, a bullet into the second deck and right. When it landed, the Yankees had a 2-0 lead. Giveaway when the Yankees take on the Blue Jays. The first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankee Snoopy bobblehead doll, courtesy of MetLife. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. 2-0 Yankees as Davis swings at the first pitch and lofts it to the left side. And out of play. On the Lincoln scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees on the Dickerson home run. Rounded to second. Glove side. Cano. 1 out. Top of the second inning in Toronto. Tampa Bay leads the Blue Jays 6-0. Yankees will be meeting the Rays tomorrow afternoon. So mark that down. A special Monday matinee on Labor Day. And then Tuesday and Wednesday nights.
So a quick turnaround for the Yankees once they get to Tampa Bay tonight.
Here's Manny Machado. Good breaking ball strike by Phil Hughes.
Looking forward to seeing Lou tomorrow. Lou Piniella.
That's right.
Yeah.
Popped up and out of play. Here are the probables for the next three. It's Sabathia tomorrow against James Shields. Great pitching matchup. Then Freddie Garcia against Alex Cobb. And then Kuroda against Matt Moore. Tampa Bay been slumping, won yesterday and up big today.
David Price is pitching today in Toronto.
So neither the Yankees nor Tampa Bay have an advantage. They both have to travel in.
And Tampa Bay's added the extra point. They now lead 7-0.
You have to feel good about that with Price on the mound. You know, an interesting question, Kenny. Who's Tampa Bay rooting for? They're rooting for the Orioles today or the Yankees? Now everybody wants to win the East, but you have to look, well, what's more likely? Look at the wild card. Do they want to catch the Orioles? Do they want the Orioles to lose this game, or do they want the Yankees to lose this game?
I would think they would rather have a playoff spot in hand, if you understand what I mean. And they are closer to the wild card, of course, trailing the Orioles as opposed to proximity towards the Yankees.
Three-two. Line drive. The first base hit for the Orioles. Machado with a one-out single. He's had a good series, Kenny. He's 5 for 9.
Yeah, 5 singles in the series for the 20-year-old third baseman who is the Orioles shortstop in waiting. Years old in the big leagues.
Here's Robert Andino. Six more games between each other, against each other. I would say, I bet you they're rooting for the Yankees to lose. I mean, everybody wants to win the East, and they figure they have the 6 games in hand with the Orioles to make up those games against them.
That's a good point. That they're close enough to the Orioles that they can do it themselves.
Yeah.
All right.
And they might need some help against the Yanks. And Dino takes a strike.
Speed pitch, and Andino out in front. Now, Hughes, we told you how effective he's been against left-handed batters. Kind of dropped down with that breaking ball, more side-to-side movement, more like a slider.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Phil Hughes.
Yeah, he went right back to it, picked up the strikeout. Had 1 strikeout in the first, 2 in the second, and now 1 here in the third inning. He's held left-handed batters to a 199 batting average, but the right-handers have given Phil a trouble, although now breaking out that pitch. More of a slider than a curveball. That might help it.
Here's Markakis. Runner goes. Hit and run was on. The ball was fouled away. Machado didn't know if it was hit, and he slides into second base. Still trying to figure it out.
You notice he went for the belt buckle. What happens is when you slide head first, sometimes you get a whole bunch of dirt and it just goes right down in your uniform. It doesn't feel comfortable. Sort of like memories of your childhood when you're a baby in diapers. Just doesn't feel comfortable.
I've cleansed myself of those memories. Line drive right at Swisher. And that'll do it. Not much time to react. Swisher put the glove up, and the ball was right there. No runs a hit. One man left. Nick Swisher's going to lead it off. Why not? He made the last out. By Benjamin Moore. Transfer your home and transform your home with color. Visit BenjaminMoore.com. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by TGI Fridays. In here, it's always Friday. Lincoln scoreboard. Yankees lead 2-0. And Nick Swisher, who caught that blistering line drive to end the top of the third, leads off the bottom of the third. 0-1.
Talked about Tillman and the alteration of his delivery. Working in the minor leagues, Rick Peterson was part of that, and also Mike Griffin, AAA pitching coach.
Tried to pull that outside pitch and grounds it to Andino. And there's a changeup that Hughes has been using on the other side for the Yankees, and this time by Tillman.
Got Swisher to roll over on it. Nice easy ground ball to Andino at second. Now we talked about Tillman spending time in the minor leagues. We saw Mattis working in relief. He had been in the rotation beginning of the year. He spent time in the minors. Jake Arrieta was their opening day pitcher, and he's still in the minor leagues.
Driven out to center field by Cano. Adam Jones makes the play. I like what the Orioles did this year, Kenny. They didn't coddle anybody. The young guys didn't do the job. They sent them right down.
You know, Buck and Dan Duquette are certainly in tune as far as the roster because they made so many moves. It's almost like they have a pitcher come up, pitch one day, and they send him out, bring somebody else up because that pitcher can't help him the next few days because he's pitched so many innings. And you're talking about the guys who sent the minor leagues for poor performance. Like, Buck wants to see results. He's not up here. He's trying to win games. I mean, they're having their best year since '97, which is in the last century when you think about it.
Yep. Chavez fouls it away. Chavez is sorry to see the month of August go. 365 in August with 4 home runs and 10 ribbies.
And I always thought that September was the month when you have tight races. That's when you find out who your real players are. Pitchers step up, get the job done. Hitters come through with a big month, drive in a lot of runs.
Ground ball to second. Andino will get Chavez. And Tillman with a bounce back inning retires the Yankees in order on 9 pitches. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the 4th. J.J. Hardy will start it off. Time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Phil Hughes is the most wins in Major League Baseball this season. Most home wins. Who's the Yankees pitcher to lead Major League Baseball in home wins? A while ago. That's my hint. J.J. Hardy takes a strike outside. Benjamin Moore's scoreboard as he is up 2-0 on the Dickerson home run in the second inning. 2-run shot. Ground foul.
No, you talked about Nick Swisher wanting to hit. Every hitter wants a hit on a ball that's hit pretty hard. But to me, that was an error. It was Riley score.
I thought so too.
Right at him. It's the big leagues that make plays like that. Anybody ask Hardy about it?
High drive in the left center field. Long run for Dickerson. And he makes the play. Oh, he covered a lot of real estate out there to haul that one in for the first out.
I think we saw a lot of the baseball as he hauled it in. As Michael called it, a long run. We said Dickerson has tools, and one of those tools is speed. And let's see how. Ooh, it rolled up in the glove, almost out, but he holds on for the first out here in the fourth inning. Woohoo!
Pitch outside to McLeod.
There it is on Yesmo.
Yesmo was almost
into the pocket and almost rolled out the webbing.
McLeod, 1-1 in the count. His big year was 07 with the Pirates. He won the All-Star nomination. He got a Gold Glove, led the National League with 46 doubles. But he hasn't been the same, Kenny.
You know, I always thought that, you know, he was a leadoff hitter for a while with Pittsburgh. Then he was a number 3 hitter for a while. And he's got a long swing. It's a long helicopter type swing. And sometimes it's hard to zero in. When you're on, you're on. And when you're not, you just can't square up. If he can make it a little quicker, a little tighter, I think he'd be a better hitter. And here's an example of a long swing. And that's what Curtis Granderson changed.
The way he changed it was he kept both hands on the bat, and that kind of inhibits your ability to have that helicopter effect. Randy Wolf warming up, working out of the bullpen. Still 3-2.
We talked about Phil Hughes, and what did you say, 47% of his outs are air outs. He's only had one ground ball out today, and that was Davis hitting the ground ball to Cano. He's got more air outs than any pitcher in the major leagues. That's because of the high riding fastball.
Broken bat looper into right field. It's a base hit in front of Ibanez.
Yep, you can hear that bat become kindling. But it's also a base hit from McLeod.
Here's Adam Jones, 1 for 8 in the series, 5 for his last 35. Strike. 27 years old, and the Orioles signed him in May to a 6-year contract extension, so he is there through 2018.
Since coming to Baltimore in that trade with Seattle that we mentioned, which the Orioles also got Tillman, Jones become a Gold Glover, 2-time All-Star. This year he set a career high in home runs, and that helped him get that deal. And this 26 home runs ties Paul Blair for the second most for a center fielder in Orioles history. There's Bedard going one way, and those are the players that came to Baltimore. 2 of them are still there.
It's quite a lopsided deal. The 0-2 missed outside, and Sherrill actually pitched well for the Orioles.
And they used him and traded him to the Dodgers.
Fly ball, left center. Dickerson puts that away for the second out as McLeod heads back to first. Buck Showalter comes out to talk with Jerry Lane. Not sure what this is about. I think that Showalter told Jerry Lane that Chris Tillman's elbow is bothering him. And that Randy Wolf might need a few extra pitches when he comes in.
Well, Randy Wolf had been a starting pitcher before the Orioles got him, so maybe that's the reason why he might need a few extra. But the umpire has to determine it is an injury situation, and that's why they're making the change.
Pitch inside to Wieters.
Now here comes the sign. Wolf is coming into this game, and in every appearance has it that he is. It'll be his first appearance as an Oriole.
One and one. Well, with this Yankee lineup, you do want to bring in the lefty as it counteracts Ibanez and Chavez, Dickerson. Ichiro. Count 1-2. Ground ball to first. Nick Swisher got a bat out, stayed with it to put it away for the final out. Chris Dickerson's put together a pretty good game. Yankees have a 2-0 lead because of that swing. And they've held on to the 2-0 lead in part because of that catch. Dickerson, we might see him next inning if anybody gets on. Okay, hold the fries. What do you want, Ken?
I'll take a burger, medium, but no sorry. No ketchup, no mustard.
Meredith is wearing one of the items that the Yankees gave out, a little apron. Did you get that? A barbecue apron, Kenny?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna be thrilled with the grill it back when I get home. Yeah, I'm gonna be using that. One size fits all, I guess.
Thank you, Meredith. Time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz, everybody. Phil Hughes has the most home wins in Major League Baseball this season with 10. Who's the last Yankees pitcher to lead Major League Baseball in home wins. This one's not easy. Vic Raschi. 15 home wins in 1951.
I think he went 15-5 at home that year. Of course, they had more starts in those days. You know what I mean? More starts because they only had, what, 4-man rotations?
But only 154 games.
Yeah, but also, way back, they had like 2-man rotations.
All right, so Randy Wolf is the new pitcher. And this is what he's done with Milwaukee, primarily a starter. Just one game in relief, 3-10, 5.69, and they let him go. He had a lot of teams pursuing him, decided to sign on with the Orioles because he thought he had a good chance to win here.
Good shot at the postseason. And of course, you mentioned it with all the left-handed hitters in the Yankee lineup today. Buck Showalter, first man out of the bullpen, is a left-hander. 1951, the Yankees beat the New York Giants in the World Series.
Benjamin Moore scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees. They say that Chris Tillman left the game with elbow stiffness. So Showalter's had a mix and match with his pitches a lot of this year. For Tillman, 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Two and 2. Banya's 1 for 9 on this homestand, and he's 2 for his last 31. Really has been struggling of late. Yankees have played Ibanez more than they thought they'd have to play him with the injuries to Brett Gardner and company. And he certainly played very well in the first half. He struggled a bit in the second half. Still has 15 homers and 52 ribbies. Machado called off by Hardy, and Hardy makes the play for the first out. Orioles are trying to get themselves ready for this stretch run. They signed Wolf as a free agent. Joe Saunders was acquired from the Diamondbacks. McLeod was signed as a free agent, and Omar Quintanilla was acquired from the Mets.
Yeah, the pitchers are left-handers. Saunders made his initial appearance the other day against the Chicago White Sox at Camden Yards. Didn't fare so well. White Sox scored 4 runs in the first inning. That was the only game they won in that 4-game series.
Count 0-1 to Russell Martin.
Wolf is not really an overpowering type pitcher, as you can see by that slow curveball, 71 miles an hour.
Randy Wolf has a brother who's an umpire in Major League Baseball, Jim Wolf. And Major League Baseball has a rule that Jim Wolf will not be behind the plate in games that Randy Wolf starts. But I wonder, Kenny, as a relief pitcher, would that mean that Jim Wolf could not work any Oriole games? Because if he's behind the plate, Randy could come in relief.
Yeah, I think that they have since amended that where if it comes up that he would be, they switch crews. They move him around. So,
okay.
So he wouldn't even show up in a city where his brother was on a team.
Ground ball is short, backhanded by Hardy. So that means he can't work in the Orioles series.
No. I think that's what they've done. Now, you were right about initially. He went out and worked behind the plate in the game that his brother pitches.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
He's not casting any aspersions on Jim Wolf, who's a fine umpire, but, I mean, blood is thicker than water.
Well, it just takes the onus off of both of them, yeah?
You don't want any kind of a hint of impropriety. Here's Ichiro. Pitch outside, 1-0. Wolf had a decent year last year with the Brewers, 13-10 with a 3.69 ERA. Dribbled slowly back to Wolf. He fires to first to get Ichiro. Wolf comes in and works a 1-2-3 inning, getting the Yankees in more. We're going to the 5th here at the stadium. Mark Reynolds will lead off. The Yankees lead 2-0. Baseball.
I believe he's a shortstop, and he's originally from Curacao, if I'm not mistaken. And I happened to be traveling this year, and I ran into Charlie Kerfeld, who was a scout for the Philadelphia Phillies. And he had been watching Profar, and he said, this kid's going to be really, really good. One of the assistants to the GM.
So on the Cadillac scoreboard, 2-0 Yankees as Mark Reynolds fouls one back.
So I've always trusted Charlie's judgment. And now the kid comes up, hits a home run.
Well, as the Rangers are in the market for another starting pitcher before the trade deadline, every significant trade that John Daniels tried to make, somebody would ask for Profar, so they said no.
He's also had a double today, too, besides the home run.
Not too bad. Outside. Tampa Bay all over Toronto, 8-0, top of the 4th inning.
The Rays have had some trouble scoring lately, but not today. Look out. Don't hang over that outside corner. Target is up. The pitch is up and in. You ever do the limbo, Michael?
Yeah, not that fast.
Yeah. You know what? Reynolds went out there and fouled that pitch off, but he didn't go out there with quite the authority it might if that pitch before hadn't been up and in. This is a good pitch, well located, but you can see the hips are in the dugout. He's just reaching for it.
Driven deep to left field. Going back, Ichiro looking up. See ya. A long home run into the bleachers and left. Reynolds' third home run of this series. Yankee lead now 2-1.
We told you he's been hot. And that's one of the longest home runs we've seen this year up in that area. Reynolds' third home run of the series and his 15th of the season. Looked like a fastball that was up. Up and in, and he did not miss it. It had the sound, it certainly had the distance. Uses allowed. Exactly. Coming into today, 1 home run in each of his last 5 starts, and all of them hit by right-handed hitters.
Line drive, a base hit for Chris Davis. Take a look now at the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
Fastball up. Middle third of the plate. And Mark Reynolds going to get all of it. And you don't see him hit that far that often here at Yankee Stadium. That's a long drive.
Another area code. Kenny, sometimes our viewers and the people that tweet us are very, very entertaining. And we were talking about Jim Wolf and Randy Wolf, and Jim Wolf can't work games.
Yeah.
That Randy Wolf is on the team. Guy called the Steve King tweet and said, I wish the Yankees could acquire Angel Hernandez's brother. Count 0-2. Good job on that, Steve. 1-2. According to Stats LLC, Kenny, Mark Reynolds, 437 feet that home run.
Yeah, every inch of it.
How about this for Scary, though? 437 feet, an absolute monster shot. In the original old stadium. That's not even out of the ballpark.
It's not. It was, what was it, 467 out there?
I think 457, 461 to center field.
Exactly right.
And that's why Joe DiMaggio was robbed of a lot of home runs. The 2-2. Looped into center field, and that is going to be caught by Cano. 1 out.
Off the end of the bat of Machado. Keep your eye on the glove of Russell Martin. Good, sharp breaking ball, and right off the end of the bat. You can see that the Machado trying to cover the outside corner, but can't get out there enough. It's just a short pop-up for Cano to haul in. Well-located pitch, down and away.
So it's 2-1. Here's Robert Andino with a runner on first base and 1 out. Chasing a high fastball.
And you've heard the terms as far as pitching, up and in, down and away. Down and away primarily because it's the furthest from the hitter's eyes, and it's the furthest for him to reach and actually hit hard.
1-1. 1-2.
And Dino's been one of those players that has filled in the absence of Brian Roberts over the last few years. Roberts, of course, with the concussion syndrome, and now out because of a hip surgery. And Buck Showalter's had to make some moves. Several players have played at second base, including Andino. Andino's got the most of the playing time. Lately, it's been Quintanilla who's gotten some time at second, but he hasn't been hitting lately. So even against a right-handed Hughes, Andino gets a start today.
Takes the pitch out of the zone to the second out.
Fifth strikeout for Phil Hughes, and this one stayed with the breaking ball, and then once again you see down and away. That's, like I said, the fifth K.
I guess the upside down ones are looking. I always thought I'd be hung at Yankee Stadium. Or hanged. Pitch to Markakis is low. Popped up by Markakis and out of play.
Now, we were talking about this a bit in the first two games of this series. Markakis has been with Baltimore in the big league since 2006. And this is the first time he's experienced games in September that really mean something. So it'd be interesting to see how he reacts to it. Usually by this time of year, the Orioles have already won more games than they won all last year. And now they hold one of the wild card spots. How do you react to games that mean something each and every day? Should be interesting as far as the whole team is concerned, not only Markakis. Right now he's been on somewhat of a roll. Buck Showalter instilled him in the leadoff spot, and he's done a pretty good job.
Line drive, a base hit. Davis is going to go to third. Ibanez throws it into second. So the Orioles have runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Well, we told you he's been hitting pretty well. And you can see that pitch up somewhat. Certainly towards the center of the plate. He just hooks it through the hole. No chance for Swisher. Davis avoids the ball and heads to third base. As Ibanez, as he should, gets the ball back into second.
Count 1-1. So Hardy, who made the error yesterday that allowed the Yankees to get the eventual winning run, has a chance to atone for that E6. Foul back here.
Over the years of watching Hardy, he is a good high fastball hitter. He always seems to take a good swing at anything just above the belt, maybe even a little higher. That's a fastball. And you want to keep the ball down against it.
Swing and a miss, a big strikeout for Hughes to get out of further trouble. Reynolds' home run puts the Orioles on the board. 1 run, 3 hits. Reynolds gets buzzed, and then he buzzes one into the bleachers in left center. We're halfway through. Yankees lead 2-1. Guarded the 7th inning in yesterday's game. What was a key moment? You've been voting, and here is how you voted. 27% say the Jeter walk, but 40% say the Hardy error.
I thought it had been closer than that, but I guess because the Hardy error was the deciding factor in the game.
Right now, the deciding home run in the game is a 2-run shot by Chris Dickerson. That's why the Yankees have the 2-1 lead on the Cadillac scoreboard. And Dickerson leads off here in the bottom of the 5th. Kenny, we were talking about the distances in the old Yankee Stadium, so I turned to page 391 of the trusty Yankee media guide. You know that the original distance to center field when the stadium opened in 1923, and it lasted that way for 13 years, was 490 feet.
Why? Nobody was hitting the ball that far.
The Babe must have. So center field was 490 until 1937. They changed it to 461. It lasted that way until 1967. Then they added 2 more feet to 463. Then it went to 417 in 76. That's when the new place opened. Dickerson walks. And that lasted till 84, then 410, then 408. And left center started at 460, then 457, then 430, and 411. So a lot of different distances, but the original center field was 490.
All of them are pretty good poke, let's put it that way.
So Dickerson walks, and here is Jason Nix. So Dickerson, the first base runner, allowed by Randy Wolf, who came in for Chris Tillman to start the 4th inning because of stiffness in Tillman's elbow. nice balk move there by Wolf.
He's a veteran. I'm sure he's over the years he's refined his pickoff move, and not just a move. He has various moves at first base. This is what Mike was talking about. Of course, Dickerson has some speed.
A bunt. Wolf fields, and they sacrifice Dickerson over to second.
So Nix, when he's called upon to do the little things in baseball, like bunt or steal a bag or play various positions, as Michael said, he's a very versatile player, and he gets the job done. He's going to move Dickerson to second with a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt. Only one play from Randy Wolf. Makes the throw to Reynolds at first base. Now the Yankees have Dickerson in scoring position for the captain.
Derek walked in the first and struck out with a runner on third in the second. That was with 2 outs. A strike on the inside corner, 0-1.
Now remember, Jeter's the league's leading hitter against left-handed pitching. He's been that way for most of the season. As of yesterday, he was .374 against lefties. And today he comes in at .368 against left-handed pitching. Still on top.
Yankees on top in this game, 2-1, bottom of the 5th inning, runner at second with 1 man out. Missed inside, 2-1. Dickerson starting the game in center field, in case you joined us late because of the injury to Curtis Granderson. Some tendonitis in his hamstring, not a pull, so the Yankees are happy about that. Probably going to miss a couple of the games in St. Pete against the Rays. Curtis in the dugout. Count 2-2.
So that's tied up to get the call strike. I mentioned Randy Wolf, not an overpowering pitcher. Just has to rely on location and changing speeds.
Wants Wieters to go through the signs again. Now they have another set of signs with a runner on second, and Wolf is new to the Orioles, so just wants to make sure. 2-2. Still 2-2.
That's his best fastball, 90 miles an hour. Tried to blow it by the captain.
Some other injury news for the Yankees. Andy Pettitte threw off the bullpen this morning. Feels good. Really intensified pushing off the rubber. Alex Rodriguez did not DH in Tampa today, but he had a hard workout, and he could return as soon as tomorrow. Teixeira's not expected to play in the next series with a calf injury. We told you about Granderson. Missing on his 2nd game this season. He has been a workhorse because of the injuries to the Yankees, and they really didn't have a legitimate backup center fielder before Ichiro got here. Gardner was supposed to be that guy, so they played Granderson a lot. And Ivan Nova threw BP as well today. That one is driven deep to center field. Adam Jones back. He's still back, and he's there to make the play. Dickerson tags and goes to third. Jeter gave it a ride.
Yeah, he did, but Adam Jones got an initial break on it that was a very solid one. I think back to what third base coach Robbie Thompson told me yesterday. He said he's a supreme defender in center field. And we talked about tied with Paul Blair for the second most home runs by an Orioles center fielder. And Paul Blair was the supreme defender in center field, won 8 Gold Gloves. Jones is 7 behind him.
Now here's Swisher with a runner on third and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Yankees lead 2-1. This is the rubber game of this 3-game set. Orioles start the day 3 games behind the Yankees. Yankees in first place in the AL East. Line drive, base hit. Dickerson scores an RBI for Nick Swisher in a 3-1 Yankee lead. With 2 outs and runners in scoring position before that hit, Swisher a .302 hitter with 23 ribbies.
Let's go back to the initial walk to Dickerson. Joe Girardi decided to go for the sacrifice bunt with Nix. And sometimes when you play for 1 run, that's all you're going to get. But he felt this inning was a chance to play for 1 run. He had 2 chances to get the runner in. Long fly ball to center, and then Swisher delivers with the second chance.
Not sure what that conversation was about with Girardi. Cano stepped out there, and they did not give him time. And then Jerry Lane talks to Cano. You'll see Cano stepped out and took a strike.
I don't know if Cano asked for it or he was expecting it to be called when he stepped out.
Just like that, now he's down 0-2. Now he does that sometimes on the first pitch, so he'll just step out and take it on purpose. But Lane did lean over and talk to him afterward. Well, walks have hurt the Orioles in this series. A walk to Martin in the second inning came around to score on the Dickerson home run. Then Dickerson walks, and he ends up scoring on Nick Swisher's RBI single. And then all the walks in the 7th inning yesterday, 3 walks. So the Yankee patience certainly paying off against the Oriole pitching. Swing and a miss. Cano down on strikes. That'll do it. But the Yankees get a run on 1 hit and 1 man left. We go to the 6th inning. It's 3-1 Yankees.
by K, brought to you by Mazda. This is Phil Hughes. He has been dealing. Strikeout over the outside corner. Another one over the outside corner. He's got 6 strikeouts so far today. He's also used the breaking ball to pick up strikeouts. So 6 in 5 innings. His season high is 9 strikeouts. That was at Washington against the Nationals. And it's literally a K corner today.
Nate McLouth leads off the 6th, and the first pitch is outside, 1-0.
Michael, you ever hang out on corners when you were a kid?
Sure.
Yeah.
Did that in the Bronx.
Sing a little doo-wop music?
Didn't do that. Count 3-0 to McLouth. It'll be McLouth, Jones, and Wieters. 3, 4, and 5 for the O's against Hughes. There's a strike. 3-1 Yankees, top of the 6th. And 2.
Straight power, but the fastball upstairs, well located, kind of tied him up and in.
And he works a walk. So a leadoff walk to Nate McLouth.
Hughes has not walked many. He's only just over 2 per 9 innings this season.
There's Adam Jones, who's 0 for 2 today. And Phil drops a breaking ball. Larry Rothschild getting the bullpen up.
Saw Jones kind of look down at third base, and prior to the first pitch, Eric Chavez snuck in. I mean, you've got a veteran third baseman down there. He's watching the hitter.
Base hit. Dickerson fields quickly, gets the ball in, and a walk and a single, and the Orioles first and second. Boone Logan and Cody Epley.
Logan was the winner in yesterday's game.
So McLeod's at second and Jones is at first. And here's Matt Wieters. Fouled away and out of play. Line drive, a base hit. McLeod will score. Adam Jones goes to third, an RBI single for Wieters. And now the Yankee lead is 3-2.
Well, after the leadoff walk, you saw Larry Rothschild go to the phone and get the bullpen going. And now he's on the phone again, just checking on the progress of the pitchers who are warming up. And location is the factor here. This is right down the middle. Wieters has hit in all 14 games that the teams have played this year. And that's to begin this season. He's hit 14 in a row against the Yankees.
Here's Mark Reynolds. He's 1 for 2, a long home run his last time up. Strike on the outside corner. Yankees back. They're playing for the double play, and that means they give up the lead. It'll be a tie game with a ground ball. High fly ball, deep left, Ichiro back, looking up. See ya! Another home run for Mark Reynolds. A 3-run shot. And just like that, the Orioles lead 5-3. What a quick drop off the cliff for Phil Hughes, and now he is out of the game.
Reynolds has 4 hits in this series. All 4 of them are home runs. His second multi-home run game of this series, and it's knocked Phil Hughes out of the contest.
A very quick turnaround. A 3-1 Yankee lead is now a 5-3 deficit. Nobody out in the 6th inning. Phil Hughes is out of the game, and Girardi has to go to the bullpen.
Let's go back to the 5th inning. And Reynolds' first home run, you see the pitch is elevated. He's been hot lately. You have to be very careful. 437 feet. Now this inning didn't go as far as that one, but certainly a 3-run shot had more of an impact on this game. Another breaking ball, elevated. You can see the reaction of Russell Martin. Reynolds knew it as soon as he hit it. This one's not going to be caught either. His second home run of the game, his 16th of the season. And just like that, the Baltimore Orioles have the lead at 5-3.
Wow, Phil Hughes was just coasting. And then all of a sudden it dropped. And now, Yankees are down 5-3. And the pitch to Davis is grounded foul. So Joe Girardi had to make the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. And that call brings on Cody Epley. Now this is shocking when you consider that Phil Hughes has been so great at home. His last 7 starts 6-0 with an under 2 ERA.
But we also said that the right-handed hitters are the ones that have been doing him in. And Reynolds was the man this afternoon.
And it also seems, Kenny, that when Phil starts, you've got to live with the long ball, and you hope that they're solo shots. He's given up 32 home runs this year.
Yeah, you can see by the location. I mean, it's about thigh high, right down the middle. And the way Reynolds is swinging right now, he's not going to miss that. We've seen it in this series. He's got 4 home runs. There are times when Reynolds is cold. It's like he can't hit the broadside of a barn. But right now, he's on fire. And if you make the slightest mistake, it's not going to be a single. He's going to hit it out of the park.
And Epley walks Chris Davis. This series against the Yankees, 4 for 9, 4 bombs, and they have all been high and far. 7 runs batted in and 2 walks. And he made a couple of sparkling plays in the field on Friday night. Well, here's Manny Machado, 1 for 2, and he's 5 for 10 in this series. 20-year-old. Count 1-0. And Rapada's up.
Machado, who has drawn comparisons to A-Rod, and maybe as soon as tomorrow, Yankee fans can draw that conclusion for themselves. A-Rod might be back with the Yankees.
Ground ball to Cano. There's one. On to first. They turn the double play. Nice turn at second by Nix.
A good play, and watch Cano. He has to flip it quickly but softly enough that he doesn't handcuff Nix, and well done. Nice turn in the middle. You see this on Yesmo, the backhand flip right across the bag where Nix can step into it, step on the bag, and continue on to first base to double up Machado. Nicely turned. 4-6-3 double play. Machado out by about a step and a half.
Big 2 outs there. Here's Andino. And a strike. One and one. Andino struck out twice against Hughes. One and two. Bill looks a little stunned.
That leadoff walk might have been a red flag. You saw Eric Rumchild go to the phone real quick.
Well, the leadoff walk, and then you looked up, and it was about 95 pitches at that point. Maybe he thought that was a portent of things to come. Count 2-2. High drive, left field. Ichiro back, still back, and he will make the play in front of the warning track for the final out of the inning. But they haven't been making many plays on Mark Reynolds. On Friday, he wrapped 2 home runs. And today, the same deal. Long shots. He's a big reason the Orioles up 5-3. game another time around. If you missed any of the big hits and great plays, just watch the encore later every night or again the next morning at 9. Brought to you by Verizon Fios. So the Yankees have a deficit to try to make up. And Eric Chavez will start it off against Randy Wolf. Wolf now the pitcher of record on the winning side, as the Orioles lead 5-3, bottom of the 6th. There's a strike. It seemed, Kenny, that Hughes very quickly ran out of gas.
What'd you say? He was getting up near 100 pitches?
Yeah. After the walk, I think he was at 93 or 94, and that's when Rothschild went to the bullpen.
Well, maybe they saw something right away and couldn't get him out of there, get everybody warmed up in time to get things halted in the inning before Reynolds got up there.
Line drive, base hit. Just over the leaping try of Andino. So Chavez with a base hit against the left-hander.
Eric Chavez has been doing a good job in his time playing third base with A-Rod on the shelf for about a little more than a month now. There's the line drive over second. Andino up, but comes down empty-handed. And that brings the tying run to the plate.
There's a strike to Ibanez. Luis Ayala is up in the Oriole bullpen.
One of the luxuries that Buck Showalter has with Randy Wolf being signed and working out of the bullpen, he'd been a starter, so he can work multiple innings. Shouldn't be a problem for him.
Popped up. Confusion there. And Hardy turned it into an out.
Hardy actually had the best angle. It was a little too far for McLeod to get to. Third baseman Machado had to go almost straight back. So looking at each other, and now it's going to be Hardy who takes charge. The veteran makes the play. See, McLeod wouldn't have had a chance to make the play on this one. So Hardy, just beyond his third baseman, makes the catch.
Here's Russell Martin. Count 1-0.
69 miles an hour.
Count 2-0.
We've seen Wolf at 69. We've seen him at 90.
And many stops in between.
Yeah, exactly. He's things out there. All kinds of weapons. There's his best fastball, 89-90.
Ground ball grabbed there by Hardy. There's one. And there's two as Reynolds kept his foot on the bag. Really nice play by J.J. Hardy. Took a base hit away from Martin and turned a base hit into a double play. Good turn by Andino and a nice diving stretch by Reynolds. Might want to give that to a couple of outfielders the way Mark Reynolds is hitting. Big glove. Time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Orioles lead 5-3, 5-8-0 for the O's, 3-4-0 for the Yankees. Mark Reynolds with 2 home runs and 4 ribbies in this game. 4 home runs on the series. Wieters, an RBI single and a run scored. And Dickerson, a 2-run home run for the Yankees, and he scored the Yankees' other run. We still have Cody Epley in there. And he will face Nick Markakis. Top of the order for the O's. Markakis, Hardy, and McLeod. Cadillac scoreboard, 5-3 O's.
Markakis now with 4 hits in this series after the single in the 5th inning.
Kind of curious why they didn't bring in the lefty or a lefty in this inning.
You got 2 left-handed hitters scheduled.
Yeah, and you've got Epley up or Rapata up. Epley's on the mound. And one of the lefties just dunked a base hit into left field.
Markakis with his 5th hit of the series. The reason why I brought up the 4 hits, because I always felt that a 3-game series, to have a successful series as a hitter, you need at least 4 hits in the 3 games. Because you're probably going to get maybe 12, 13 at-bats. And so you always want to get at least 4.
Here's J.J. Hardy. Let's see if Showalter plays for a run, although Hardy does have 18 home runs. Nope, not bunting there on the pitch inside. 1-0. Showalter told one of his coaches, I was in the clubhouse yesterday, we got to change the signs. They have our squeeze sign. And then he said to somebody else that Pierce told them our squeeze sign. So they have to, because Steve Pierce used to play for the Orioles, he passed along some of their signs and they hadn't changed some, I guess.
Well, how do they know that Pierce had told?
I'll tell you why. Runner goes, and that one is grounded to third. Chavez fields, so they move the runner over by sending the runner. They said that in a position where they could have run a squeeze, I guess the return sign comes from Kirby, the first base coach.
Gotcha.
And in that spot, the entire Yankee bench was looking at the Kirby. The Oriole dugout watched them watch Kirby. So they said they knew that that was the return sign, so they had to change it.
Kirby's the first base coach?
Yeah.
He gives the return sign.
Well,
Okay.
he doesn't anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Epley is taken out of the game, and now Girardi will go to the left-hander to face McLeod. Runner at second base, 1 out. Yankees bring in Clay Rapata with a runner on second, and the lefty swinging Nate McLouth at the plate. I'm sure they'll make another quick move after McLouth. With Jones up, they'll bring in Jabba Chamberlain. Count 1-0. 61 games for Rapata. He's pitched well for the Yanks. 60 games so far, 34 innings, so he pitches fractions of innings. One and one. Orioles up 5-3.
He's had 23 one-batter appearances this year. It's the most in the American League. And this could be yet another one of those, as Michael called it.
Count 1-2. And the pitch. Missed outside, 2-2.
Trying to get McLeod to chase one.
Strike three. He doesn't chase, but he looks at a pitch on the outside corner. Nice pitching by Rapata, and now they will call in Chamberlain to face Adam Jones. So Epley starts the inning. Rapata gets the second out, and now they bring in Chamberlain with a runner on second and 2 outs. Adam Jones 1 for 3. The Orioles lead by 2, and they're trying to advance that. Bought by Cheeseburger, the most creative and fun restaurant on earth. Visit cheeseburger.com. By the professionals at your Tri-State GMC dealer. And by Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Sunday, on Labor Day weekend, Yankees are trailing 5-3, top of the 7th inning. Third pitcher of the inning used by Joe Girardi. He brings in Jabba Chamberlain. This will be the 9th game for Jabba. High ERA. He's given up 16 hits in 7 1/3 innings. And he's got a tough one to face right now in Adam Jones.
Yeah, the thing is, velocity's fine. I mean, he's been throwing 96, 97. It's just, it seems that every at-bat gives up one, that makes one bad pitch with location, and it's been getting hit. So let's see if Jabba can make his pitches to Adam Jones. As Michael said, Adam Jones, a tough customer. Got one hit today and scored a run.
There's a slider by Jabba. The count 1-0. He has thrown that a lot. He has not located his fastball very well. And Joe Girardi has said, not concerned. He said the last thing that comes back when a guy has Tommy John surgery is location and command. He said the stuff is there. The 1-0. Good slider.
That was a very good one. Bottom fell out of it.
Swing and a miss. 3 sliders in a row, 1 and 2.
He throws make it even better than the previous 2. Because Jones would recognize it a lot quicker.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Orioles up by 2. That was not a good slider, and he fouled it off.
Yeah, it hung, and it was in the middle of the plate, and Jones is quick. We told you he's got a quick bat, and too quick in this instance. Pulled it foul.
Markakis at second. Orioles scored 1 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th. They lead 5-3. Game, the Yankees led 2-0 and 2-1 and 3-1. And Martin wants to come to an agreement with Jabba. And ever since he's come back, and you watch him pitch, he's been a little fastball shy. Not velocity-wise, he still gets it up there, 95, 96, but seems somewhat reluctant to throw that pitch in. More dependent on the slider. But as Kenny said, the more you throw it, the better each one has to be. Two. There's the fastball, driven deep to right center. Going back, Dickerson, he's on the track. He leaps and he makes the play. Chris Dickerson takes an extra base hit at least away from Adam Jones. Goes back, reaches for the wall, leaps, and holds it in for the final out of the 7th inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Dickerson is having an outstanding day. At the end of 6 1/2, time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium, but we'll stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Silent prayer. As we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now, join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
show. Let's take a look now at tomorrow's starting pitchers. Brought to you by Verizon Fios. Introducing Verizon Fios Quantum Speed. Internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. Pretty good pitching matchup tomorrow. CC Sabathia against James Shields. We'll come on the air at 12:30 with the pregame show, and then first pitch will be right around 1:07, 1:10 from the Trop in St. Pete. Beginning of a 3-game set, a Labor Day matinee here on Yes. So the crowd's still buzzing from the Dickerson catch. Could have been a game saver. We'll see how this game unfolds from here. Randy Wolf's still in there. He's on a relief of Chris Tillman. Tillman had to leave the game with right elbow stiffness. And Wolf has given up 1 run in 3 innings. First pitch strike to Ichiro. Cadillac scoreboard 5-3 Baltimore. Ichiro fouls it back. Suzuki is 3 for his last 18. He's 0 for 2 today. Dickerson's on deck. I'm sure he'll receive a nice hand when he comes to the plate. One and two. Still 1 and 2. There's Dickerson. Having an outstanding game, field and at the plate.
Well, we told you about his skill set.
Fouled away.
That Joe Girardi didn't hesitate yesterday putting him in there in the defensive situation. I mean, what I meant to say is seen him in the past in defensive situations, putting him in ball games for Nick Swisher in the past in right field.
Tapped out into short center field. It is a base hit. Almost looked like a hard bunt.
It almost looked like something you would see at the U.S. Open. Like he hit it with a tennis racket. Now, over the years, we've seen the magic of Ichiro with the bat. And I'm not so sure that was a strike. Looked like it was going to be high for a ball, but he decides to make a pass at it and serve it into center field for a base hit. He hit it as softly as it was thrown up there.
Well, the Yankee fans will not get a chance to cheer for Dickerson as Joe Girardi lifts him for a pinch hitter against the left-hander. He's going to bring in Andrew Jones. So the 30-year-old Dickerson called up when the rosters expanded, had a 2-run home run, scored a run, and made a great play in the field. And he's a spectator the rest of the way as Andrew Jones comes up.
Well, Baltimore has a right-hander warming up in the bullpen, but there's been no corresponding move by Buck Showalter at this point. He's going to leave Wolf in there. That's former Yankee Luis Ayala.
Now, Andrew Jones is on this team to hit left-handers, and he has just 6 hits in his last 51 at-bats against lefties. On this homestand, he's 1 for 14, and he has 4 hits in his last 27 at-bats. He has really struggled. Hitting in the 130 since the All-Star break overall.
In his career, he's hit 3 home runs off Randy Wolf.
And that's why he's up there. Fly ball, shallow right. Markakis on the run with the play for the first out. And that is going to do it for Randy Wolf. A nice outing for him as he gave Buck Showalter 3 1/3 innings of 1-run ball. The runner at first, his responsibility. He is eligible to get the victory. So Buck is going to go to his bullpen. Jason Nix due up. Yankees are winning or trailing 5-3 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, fans, later today, catch a new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper breaks down the 6-game divisional homestand. Then on Yankees on Deck, presented by Blimpie. Join Derek Jeter on the golf course as he hits the links at his celebrity charity event. It's all today after the postgame, only on Yes.
Former Yankee Luis Ayala comes on. This will be his 54th game. 67 hits in 63 innings. 38 strikeouts, 13 walks. Opponents hit .267 against him. He will face Jason Nix with a runner on first and 1 man out. Randy Wolf, 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 run, and the runner at first his responsibility. There was conjecture that the Orioles reached out for Wolf when he was available simply for this series and then next weekend as well, because they know right now the Yankees do not match up as well against lefties as they do righties. So Wolf held them at bay for 3 1/3.
Ayala comes in known for his sinking fastball. Yankee fans might remember that. Kind of slings the ball to home plate. He likes to run it in on the hands of right-handed hitters.
David Robertson up for the Yanks. One and one. Still throws hard, 93 miles an hour. He clipped Nix with that pitch on the way by. Just got him.
Well, he said he liked to run it in on the right-handed hitters. Maybe not that much. And this is barely a flesh wound. Here's the movement on the pitch. And it looked like he got his uniform, didn't it, Michael?
That's the way to get hit. Might have gotten his button. Wow. If you listen to this, you might hear just a little tick. Wow.
Got hit by a seam.
Now can they capitalize on that as Derek Jeter digs in 0 for 2 with a walk. Yankees came alive in the 7th inning yesterday. Bottom of the 7th here today, down by 2. There's a strike. They were down by 2 yesterday, 3-1. lefty Brian Mattis for the O's. One and one. One and two.
Ayala has yet to throw anything other than a sinking fastball.
Randolph still locked in, watching from the stands today. Rounded up the middle. Hardy fields, steps on second, goes to first, a double play. Jeter bangs into a 6-6-3 double play to get out of the inning. No run to hit. One man left on base. We're going to the eighth. Matt Wieters will lead it off as the O's lead 5-3. Yes, with a new look, a new arena, and a new roster, SI.com says the Nets may have become the best team in NBA's biggest city. And the Times says New York basketball may never be the same. Get ready for Brooklyn Nets basketball coming this fall on Yes. New outfield for the Yankees. Raul Ibanez moves from right to left. Ichiro Suzuki moves from left to center, and Andrew Jones moves in right field. And there's Ichiro in center. There's Java getting the final out of the 7th. And the pitch is outside to Wieters. There's a strike. The one fastball that Java threw in the 7th is the one that Adam Jones almost hit out. Count 2-1.
Looked like it was up and out over the plate. Jones got his arms extended, got good wood on him. Hyundai scoreboard. Baltimore leading 5-3.
Count 3-1. Tampa Bay leads Toronto 9-2, top of the 8th inning. That's in Toronto. And the Yankees will play Tampa Bay starting tomorrow. A matinee Labor Day game at the Trop. Will be on the air at 12:30 with the pregame show 107 first pitch. Corey Wade and Justin Thomas warming for the Yanks. Now remember, the Orioles are 57-0 when they lead after 7 innings. So the Yankees trying to buck that trend. Now Wieters walks. Hitting the road. Take the Yankees with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Well, here's Mark Reynolds. He has hurt the Yankees in this series with 4 home runs, 2 today. Last player to have 2 multi-home run games against the Yankees in one series. You have to go back to July of 2003 when David Ortiz did it. Grounded, and there's his first hit. That's not a home run in this series. A single for Reynolds. And Joe Girardi's going to go to the bullpen with Chris Davis up. He'll go for the left-hander. So Justin Thomas, one of the call-ups, is going to come in. We will see him with runners on first and second, and Chris Davis due up.
for a very real GMC Presents Center Stage. See a side of the Bronx native you've never seen before as the 30 Rock star opens up about his childhood and how SNL changed his life. It's Center Stage tonight at 8, only on Yes. Sounds like a very interesting show.
Turned into a very interesting game. Yankees looked like they had it in hand the way Phil Hughes was pitching, and then he just ran out of gas. And the Yankee bullpen has tried to hold it right here. So this is the first appearance for Justin Thomas with the Yankees. They just called him up when the rosters expanded. He had 7 games this year with the Red Sox. He was claimed off waivers by the Yanks. And those were the numbers with the Red Sox.
Originally out of the Mariners organization.
Also pitched with the Pirates in 2010. Been pitching professionally since 2005. "28 years old.
Java opened the door here in the 8th inning for Baltimore with a leadoff walk followed by a single by Reynolds. Bullpen continues to warm up. It's veteran Derek Lowe.
Lights are on here at Yankee Stadium. One and two.
Got a couple of right-handed hitters scheduled next after Davis.
Two and two. Strike 3. Davis down looking. So Justin Thomas strikes out Davis, and Joe Girardi is going to call on Derek Lowe with the 2 righties due up. A real September ball game going on with the expanded rosters, more pitchers in the bullpen. So now it's time for Lowe against Machado. First and second, 1 man out. And this is the beginning of a tough schedule for the Yankees where they play everybody they have to beat. 24 of the final 30 games against the AL East, 17 straight games against the East. 5 games against Baltimore, 7 against Toronto, 6 against Tampa Bay, and 6 games against Boston. Derek Lowe comes in and serves up a base hit to Manny Machado. Matt Wieters rounds third. He'll hold right there as Ichiro comes up throwing.
Strong throw by Ichiro, and almost immediately third base coach Marlo Hale said we're not going to challenge him. Wieters is not that fast. But Lowe gives up the hit to Machado. Machado's faced Lowe twice now. He's had 2 hits. You know, Joe Girardi's thinking Thomas gets Davis out, then Lowe comes on with the sinker, maybe gets a ground ball for a double play. Instead, it's a line drive to center. And Baltimore has the bases loaded in 1 out here in the 8th inning.
We'll watch if the Orioles do anything regarding a squeeze. Andino, a pretty good punter. Wieters does not have great speed at third. Pitch is outside for Lowe. 1-0. The stats for Lowe. Lowe said he struggled in Cleveland because he is a master tinkerer. And he tinkered with everything. And when he was finally designated for assignment, Boone Logan gets up. He took a look at tapes and realized how out of whack he was. Count 2-1, although the last couple of times out of the bullpen, he has not pitched well for the Yanks.
So Boone Logan in the bullpen. You have a left-hander, Nick Markakis, on deck.
That one missed just barely in the count. 3-1. No place to put Robert Andino. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to left. We've got Wieters at third, Reynolds at second, and Machado is at first. And he walked in a run. Orioles lead 6-3. So Joe Girardi is wearing a path out to the mound as he is going to take the ball from Derek Lowe. And he's going to call on the left-hander Boone Logan to face Nick Markakis with the bases loaded. So Lowe comes in, gives up the single of Machado, walks Andino, the number 9 hitter, with the bases loaded. And the Yankees are in a pickle. They're down 6-3. To open up a series with the Rays. Coverage starts at 12:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame, and then Lou Piniella joins Ken and me at the Trop for all the action only on Yes. So this is a big spot. Remember, we told you the Orioles are undefeated leading after 7. You don't want to give them a bigger lead than they already have. So Boone Logan now will face Nick Markakis. Logan got the win yesterday. And what's happening, and it's very clear, Joe Girardi is desperately seeking pitchers out of the bullpen that'll be effective other than Robertson and Soriano, who he doesn't want to use in a game that the Yankees are trailing.
And Boone Logan's been one of the busiest pitchers out of the bullpen in the American League this year.
0-1. This is the 4th pitcher used this inning. Chamberlain, Thomas, Lowe, and now Logan. Grounded past a diving Swisher and into right field. 2 runs will score. It's a 2-run single for Markakis, and the Orioles are up 8-3.
Markakis' 3rd straight hit. He's now 3 for 5, and he picks up 2 runs batted in. And that's going to be it for Boone Logan. We're going to get yet another pitcher.
Five pitchers here in the 8th inning as Girardi will go to the bullpen again. The only one who did his job, Justin Thomas, and he faced 1 batter. For a 2-run single.
Yeah, every time Joe Girardi's tried to match up a lefty on left or right on right, you saw Lowe give up the hit. Now Logan gives up the bases loaded single by Nick Swisher. Markakis drives in 2 more runs, and it's 8-3. Baltimore has the lead here in the 8th inning. Still not out of trouble yet. Only 1 out. Swisher with the headlong dive out of his reach. And that's going to plate 2 more runs.
And here's Corey Wade. He was demoted to the minors because he was really ineffective with the Yankees. And he will face J.J. Hardy with only 1 out. This was the bullpen at the start of the day. A lot of cross throws, so all that's left, Adam Warren, David Robertson, and Rafael Soriano. Pitch outside, 2-0. Those are the numbers before Wade got sent down to AAA. Two and one. So the Yankees in danger of losing 2 out of 3 to the Orioles and going down to St. Pete with just a 2-game lead over Baltimore and 3.5 over the Rays. This could be 2. There's 1. The double play is not turned as a throw. Pulls Swisher off the bag.
Looked like a routine double play ball to get out of the inning. Nix with a good feed to Cano, but Cano just yanks it and pulls Swisher off the bag. And the inning will continue. If the throw's on line, it would have been a double play.
So now first and third with 2 outs, and here is Nate McLouth. Breaking ball strike. Oh and 2. High fly ball center field. Ichiro is there. And the inning is finally over. The Yankees use Chamberlain, Thomas, Lowe, Logan, Wade. 3 runs still came in. It's 8-3-0s. Game text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Today's candidates, there's just 2 of them. Number 1, Mark Reynolds with his 2 home runs and 3 hits. Number 2, Chris Dickerson with his 2-run home run, a run scored, another run scored, and a great play in center. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. There's Mark Reynolds at first base. So that half inning took 22 minutes and not very productive for the Yankees. In fact, it seemed a lot longer for Yankee fans as they saw 5 pitchers and 3 Oriole runs.
Well, the uphill climb becomes a little tougher on our Hyundai scoreboard. It's now 8-3 Baltimore.
Swisher takes a strike. Foul back. 0-2. Brian Mattis up in the Orioles pen.
He's up because the Yankees have scheduled in the 8th Cano, Chavez, and Ibanez. 3 left-handed hitters in a row.
Missed outside. Lofted into left center field. McLouth is there for the first out. Here's Robinson Cano. He has really struggled. He is 1 for 11 in this series. He's 4 for his last 24. Hey, the Yankees have not had a good homestand. They lost 2 out of 3 to Toronto. They're going to lose, it looks like, 2 out of 3 to the Orioles, unless they rally. Derek Jeter on the homestand, 4 for 23. Nick Swisher, 4 for 24. Robinson Cano, 4 for 24. Right now on this team with all the injuries, those are your 3 best players.
You need those guys to produce, or if somebody come off the bench and just get hot all of a sudden, or somebody come out of nowhere like Dickerson today and give you a lead, but then you couldn't hold that.
And there, Cano picks up a hit. And Buck Showalter quickly out to the mound as he wants to show that he can take pitchers out as well. The lefty Eric Chavez due up, so Buck's going to call on Brian Mattis, the left-hander, lefty against lefty. Unless the Yankees counter, they're down 8-3. Complete breakdown of today's series finale, plus Meredith Marakovitz gets the reaction from the clubhouse and Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Crowd of 46,501 on a Sunday, Labor Day weekend. And the Yankees have certainly labored, especially their bullpen. And Brian Mattis now comes out of the pen for Showalter to face Chavez.
Yeah, former starter, now reliever, Brian Mattis, who, like Tillman, who started the game for the Orioles, been sent to the minor leagues during the course of this season, and now has come back as a reliever. Former #1 draft pick out of the University of San Diego.
Strike on the outside corner. Chavez got a hit against the lefty last time up. That was against Randy Wolf. He's 1 for 3. Another strike, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on 3 pitches.
Good breaking ball, the last pitch to strike out Chavez. It's 2 fastballs over the outside corner. So throwing strikes coming out of the bullpen. You know, Mattis was plagued by early troubles in ball games as a starter. Just right away he'd get himself into major jams and give it up. But out of the bullpen now, seems to be performing much better.
Ibanez with a high pop-up. And Dino in foul territory near the stands makes the play for the final out of the 8th. No runs ahead and left on base. We're going to go to the 9th inning. Orioles 8, Yankees 3.
As we get ready for the top of the 9th inning, it's time for the Land Rover drives of the game. And let's go back to the 5th inning. It's going to be Mark Reynolds. Hits Phil Hughes. And it's going to be a fastball somewhat up and in. And he's ready for it to the tune of 437 feet. But Reynolds wasn't done. Very next inning, put 2 men aboard, a 3-run shot. That one really broke the game open. Mark Reynolds with the Land Rover drives of the game.
Well, we go to the 9th inning, and Adam Jones is going to lead off against Corey Wade, who got the final 2 outs of a 5-pitcher 8th inning for the Yankees. Now, you might be wondering, what's the Major League record? The Major League record for pitchers in an inning is 6 by the Oakland A's in 1983 and the Mariners in 2007. Count 1-1. Yankees might get a boost tomorrow. There's a possibility that Alex Rodriguez could join them. Adam Warren up in the Yankee bullpen. Rodriguez had a strong workout today. He did not play in the game. The game was an 11 a.m. game today in Lakeland. So Alex just did a solid workout. High fly ball right field. Backing up Jones. On the track, he'll make the play for the first out. And you can't say that Alex is going to be a savior. But boy, Kenny, you put him in the 3 or 4 hole, and all of a sudden the lineup becomes just a little bit longer. Right now, it's kind of a short lineup.
It does, particularly against the lefties. And you had mentioned it. That one reason why the Orioles signed Randy Wolf, and that might have been one of the turning points of this game when Buck Showalter went to Randy Wolf, because he shut the Yankees down over 3 1/3 innings with just one more run, and that was the Yankees' last run. So that he ate up some innings there, some valuable innings in the middle of the game. And he knew that Teixeira wasn't going to play in this series, and that A-Rod was not going to play in this series. So that was the added benefit of signing a veteran like Randy Wolf.
And Kenny, if you look at the Yankee order, you've got Cano, Chavez, and Ibanez right there. There's your spot that you can take advantage with the left-handers. Darren O'Day gets up. So there are certainly spots there where you can take advantage of a lefty. Chavez fields and retires Wieters for the second out. In fact, you've got Cano, Chavez, Ibanez at 3, 4, and 5. Then you've got Russell Martin, who comes in hitting 196. And then you've got Ichiro and Dickerson. So you start a righty and you've got lefties to unload in the bullpen. You could take advantage of the Yankees because you can counteract those lefties that they have to stack. But all of a sudden, if you have Alex Rodriguez in the lineup and a guy like Mark Teixeira, who's a switch hitter, that makes it more difficult for them to bring in a lefty because you can get burned. There's that little right-handed minefield every now and then. And the only minefield the Yankees have to bring in a lefty from 3 until 7 is Russell Martin, and guys hitting under 200. The 0-1 to Reynolds.
And Michael, I'll go back even further. We were together in Chicago for the series against the White Sox, and remember the game that Gavin Floyd started? When Robin Ventura went to the bullpen, the Yankees had a lot of lefties in the lineup that night. 3 out of the next 4 pitches he brought into the ballgame were left-handed pitchers, and the White Sox went on to win that game.
And Girardi's expecting more of the same in the next 3 games against the Rays because their bullpen's loaded with lefties, and even said that in the press conference today, and that's why it's so important that they get Alex back.
Yeah.
So you make Madden think about it before going to that lefty in the bullpen. Grounded hard to third, backhanded deep, and the long throw by Chavez. They retire Reynolds finally after 2 home runs and a single, and the Orioles go down in order. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones in the bottom of the 9th? We'll see. Produced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. So almost underhanding, Darren O'Day comes in for the O's.
third appearance of the series. He's been in every game. He worked an inning yesterday, scoreless inning, the same on Friday.
Kenny, you hate to play the coulda, woulda, shoulda game. But boy, if the Yankees didn't have that unlikely 7th inning yesterday, you'd be staring at a disastrous weekend where they'd be flying to St. Pete tied for first.
Yeah, the only games that you can really control are the ones you're playing in that particular day. You're right about the fact that you know, the Orioles kind of handed them the game yesterday, but there are games that you don't win as much as the other team loses. So and you have to accept those games.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You take them any way you can get them this time of year.
Here's Russell Martin. So if you take a look at the last 2 weeks for the Yankees, they go 2-4 on the road. They get swept by the White Sox. They take 2 out of 3 from the Indians, and now they're going to go 2-4 at home. Count 1-1. Now, by no stretch are we trying to sit here and say the sky is falling. That's why you build up a 10-game lead, so that you can survive stretches like this. And if slowly but surely the Yankees get their players back, Alex coming back in the next couple of days, maybe tomorrow, and then Mark Teixeira maybe over the weekend in Baltimore or maybe Boston, and then you get Andy Pettit back, all of a sudden the lineup has a different feel, the pitching staff has a different feel. But you've got to survive this stretch when you don't have those players.
You know, it's more incumbent upon the pitchers themselves to step up and throw what I like to call those no chance games, where the other team doesn't have very many opportunities to beat you, and it doesn't take all that many runs for you to win. And in a way, to me, those games are more satisfying to win, those close ones, as opposed to when you blow out another team. When you blow them out, they had no chance. And you know, it's fun. Those are the fun games to win. But the most satisfying games to me are the ones that go down the stretch and win the tight ball games. That leads to more confidence going into the next day.
And he walks Russell Martin. That's not going to make Darren O'Day many fans in the Oriole dugout. You're up by 5 and you walk the leadoff guy. That's going to bring up Ichiro. He's 1 for 3. Blooped a single into left center in the 7th inning. Kevin Gregg up for the O's in their bullpen.
You see the guy just standing in front of Kevin Gregg there? That is Jim Johnson. We have not seen him in this series, and normally that's a good thing. When you don't see, he's leading the league in saves. Okay, he's trotting as if he might get a chance to get in this game, but you never know. If you can keep him out of all games, he's been just solid all season long. The Yankees have not seen him, and still they're in danger of losing 2 out of 3.
One and one to Ichiro. Chop to second. There's 1. There's 2. So they double up Ichiro, and the Yankees down to their final out. Andrew Jones pinch hit in the 7th. And hit a shallow fly ball to right. That gentleman's rally cap. Not working so far. Yankees have 4 more games against the Orioles next weekend in Baltimore. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Interesting week coming up. 3 against the Rays and 4 against the O's. Could go a long way in deciding who's going to win the American League East. Two and 1 to Andrew Jones.
And if Baltimore hangs on and wins this one, it would even up the season series at 7-7, and it's been a long time since they've been able to win a season series from the Yankees.
High fly ball, center field. Adam Jones is there, and that will do it. As the Orioles beat the Yankees 8-3, and they take 2 out of 3 here in the Bronx. From the Yanks to pull to within 2 games of New York for first place in the American League East. 2 big home runs for Mark Reynolds. Big blows in this game as the Yankees could not hold the lead. The Orioles came back to win 8-3. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. Good chance it's Reynolds, but we'll see. Dickerson also had a beauty in a losing cause. We'll be back.